What have you done? There will be many testes because... And Max has forgotten everything.
That's working now. And
there will be many testes because...
Yay! All right.
And Max has forgotten everything.
Testing, testing, testing. That's working now. And
there will be many testes because...
Yeah. All right, yay. We got sound
Wonderful.
again. Okay, so we were talking the entire time, and I was asking you to test the chat, Centurion, so thank you for doing that. Maybe something telepathically worked.
Okay, good.
Anyway, I'm here with...
Is it worth mentioning your fucked up face?
Maybe if my voice sounds a bit weird, it's because I just had my last bit of wisdom removed.
I wasn't talking about that, but okay.
So I had my last wisdom teeth removed, and my jaw is kind of thick because they had to use the bone drill.
The bone drill!
Dun, dun, dun! Oh, and my missus just got home. So we wanted to show you what we've been doing for the last half a year. But if Hobbs could take it over for just a second, because somebody just came in and I just have to say hi.
Okay, well, if you'd like to show my screen, and I'll get the game up and I'll start showing stuff. When my Steam loads up. Which I should have had prepared, but I didn't.
I have returned. Thank you for taking over the stream. Yes.
I did nothing. I didn't even have the game open, so.
Right. So, what did you tell the peoples?
I told the peoples nothing, Max, because you were gone for about 14 seconds.
Well, okay. Anyway, we were going to show off what we've done. So, obviously, what we've been working on is the third faction we've been working on, which is the Romulans. Which you've got most of their stuff ready, and yeah, we haven't got... Yeah, okay, so we do have those in the thing. Okay, and we've done a bunch of minor factions, which we're going to show off as well. So let's have a look.
Only 2 of them are in that menu, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done the other one yet.
I didn't see the other one, so let's make sure that minors are on. Oh my.
Romulans.
And where the hell is that victory options? Because that thing needs to... Oh. Yeah, that's a bug.
Megabolter, I'm Hobbs, and Max is the one with the weird messed up teeth thing.
This is Max, Goron/Gorkon Gaming, depending on what time, which era you're in. And Hobbs is hey Lorendell. Oh god, yeah, I almost forgot about you. Almost.
Rude.
I know. Yeah, there's been some things in real life for me that were hampering my ability to stream. Good things and bad things. Mostly good, really. The good thing first is I switched jobs, and then the good thing happened is I switched jobs again to a better job. And my girlfriend moved in with me, so good things have been happening in my life. With the exception of that whole wisdom tooth extraction.
And the bone saw!
Thank you, Centurion.
Could you do a ship-by-ship analysis of the Romulan Star Empire?
Yes.
Ooh, people are in for a treat.
Yes, they are. So, to be fair, with the lack of updates, there has been a short break from all of us, basically around, especially actually around the New Year's and the holidays and a bit before, because we were all a bit burned out from Sins and a bit burned out from modding. Which, to be fair, if you're on a multi-year project, that's not that it's not that weird.
Yeah, it's just nice to spend holidays with your family rather than on the computer again. So
okay, so Centurion wants a pixel by pixel analysis.
Could you maybe turn off the overlay while we're in game, just so people can see the?
Yes, I can.
The pretty. There
we go.
Right.
So let's start with our scout. So if I'm not mistaken, Hobbs, this is a design by you.
Yes, and I think it's an Infinities one because I think it has the scanny thing on the bottom.
Yes,
Which,
it
if
is.
people remember Stellaris, it scans the planets from the bottom.
Yes, and this is a variation on our heavy frigate, isn't it?
Yes, which is probably one of maybe top 5 ships for me in their whole fleet. I really like the
Yeah,
Starglider.
But that took way too long to come up there, and oh god, my face hurts. But yeah, this is the Starglider, which is a FASA design. Hey, it's Neff in chat. Yes, Survivors of Infinities. But let's go over to our frigates where it gets a bit weirder. Now, if you could tell me a little bit about where these designs came from.
So pretty much all our designs come from 4 places, I'd say. So
Yeah, sounds about right.
We've got designs from the shows,
which is of course the first one where everything's coming from.
Yeah. We've got stuff from, like you mentioned, FASA, which was a Star Trek board game.
Also known as Starfleet Battles from time to time. FASA SFB.
Yeah, that was like an offshoot thing, I think. But yeah, so that collectively, for the Romulans especially, we took a lot of inspiration from the Starfleet Museum, which is where a lot of the funky, weird early ships that look kind of like blimps and stuff come from.
Like this one, which is our siege cruiser, planetary assault cruiser.
Yes, the plasma shotgun one.
Yes, which we did show off in a previous stream, which has since gotten a substance painter treatment.
Yes, and then the other one is from our brains. Sometimes we just design crazy stuff.
So this is the long range one, which is, I don't know if it's the cabbage to cataract or whatever they're called according to
that one was the cabbage, I think.
Hey,
the Starfleet museum ships had peculiar names.
Yes, basically they were all named for something with a C, and usually, yeah. So
yeah, that was the cabbage. So we renamed them all to make them at least cool Romulan names.
And then you remade this. You used this design to create the colony ship as well. It's kind of make it look like one of those earlier ships.
Got stretched out and had some nice big hangar doors bunged on it.
I almost feel like these ships would be launched vertically off the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, like a NASA rocket. Even this thing, it's got that DUI freighter kind of feel to it. Like booster rockets to the side.
Right. You continue. I'm going to go get a cup of tea because I'm English.
So this is the Kite, which is our anti-strike craft ship, which is, again, it's also a Romulan war design. Sorry, Starfleet Museum. Also, Laurendale, really cool on the MSDs. I've seen some of your work. Top-notch work, man. And let's see, where's the other one? I think that's... Yeah, and then there's here the Vireo, which is another survivor of Infinities. It's first shown off in the Infinity streams when that was still a thing. Infinities. And finally, no wait, that's all our frigates. Then we're going to have to go to cruisers. And move our first cruiser to the side here, and nice little bird. So
right.
So as I was saying earlier, Hobbs, Laurendale posted in chat that he made MSDs, and I think I saw a really cool Akula MSD that he posted on a Facebook group.
Where can I see this thing?
Hey, why are you all following that ship? It's not cool. Go away. I don't need you all here.
So where are we up to? Destroyers?
Yes.
So is that one of yours, or is that a Connor?
This is mine.
That was yours.
And it's auto-saving, so it's freezing a bit. Yeah, this oh god, what was this one? The original name for it?
That was the...
Cracker?
No. Cracker. I'm loading it up.
So let's spawn the cruisers, because for the record, by the way,
Museum.
all the Romulan ships are in the game right now.
What? That one is a...
Ready to build.
Bear with me.
Starship complete.
Although that might
Capsize.
capsize. Oh yeah, we did have a Romulan envoy. And a Romulan Star Race constructor. They all got finished. All right, so let's hop to the cruisers. So we've got the
What is
destroyer, which is the capsize. We've got Hobbs's.
It's got a new name. It's
Yeah,
got
it's
a better name.
Anemosis. Yes.
How may I serve?
What are your orders?
Ready to strike.
So
I've
I've got
pop this chat out so I can actually read it without.
I think so.
Yes.
So we've got the Warhawk, which is basically the Enterprise era bird of prey redesigned and entirely rethought of by Mr. Hobbs here.
Yeah, because to us the Enterprise era Romulans look like Nemesis era Romulans, and it's kind of weird. So we kind of redid it.
Would be perfect for Star Trek Picard, though, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Then we've got the Skyhawk, which is our support ship,
Swiftly.
which has got abilities, but they don't have the icons yet. Right now we're at the stage where it's just a lot of...
Lot of pictures to draw for Hobbs. Gotta
Yeah.
pull my finger out and actually do something.
Yes. Now this is the anti-structure ship, which is one by Connor, or Kilo Ewoks, or I think it goes by Connor JB at this point. Changes a bit.
Killer BC, killer
Maybe.
something. He likes lots of words, doesn't he? Have you got porg ships? No, porgs are not
I'm gonna-
currently included in this
No,
version.
I'm going to apologize ahead of advance. My girlfriend is going to quickly grab the vacuum because we've got people coming over in a bit. So if it's bothering you,
Clean everything, you filthy animal.
anyway. So this is the Hunter, which is our light carrier, because it's the only.
I forgot a source. Star Trek Legacy.
What?
We also
Yeah.
got designs for Star Trek Legacy.
But did you know that the designs from Star Trek Legacy were literally just designs from FASA?
They were, but they're kind of better because some of them were different
Yeah.
things in FASA. So
Yeah, they were better. They were like, let's take the designs from FASA and make some of them less ugly.
yeah. So
With the exception of this thing. This thing just looks like a squat frog, but I felt it's perfect for a carrier.
yeah. So that's the carrier, or the light carrier, isn't it? The Hunter.
Yeah. Okay, so funny fact about vacuum cleaning. We recently, and with recently I mean yesterday, finally cleaned up our Christmas tree.
What?
And
On the 20? You nearly a month. What?
yes, but funny thing about that is that all of the needles of the Christmas tree fell out, so we had to vacuum all those up. And every time we start up the vacuum, now the whole place starts smelling like a pine forest.
Oh, I mean, swings and roundabouts. It's not too bad, is it?
So this is our Romulan envoy, which is a design by Undying Nephilim, who is in the chat with us as we speak.
Never heard of him.
Which he brilliantly mixed together Romulan and Vulcan designs to create something from the early Exodus of Vulcan. Then we've got another design by him, which is the Falconeer.
That's one of mine.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a design by Hobbs. Texture by Neff,
Yeah.
which is the Romulan Falconeer. I don't know if is the sound bad, guys, or is it okay?
It's not ideal, but I'm sure it will improve.
And finally, which I recently did some tweakings on, is our command cruiser, which is the Eagle.
Look at those.
Yeah, I really
those
like how this
wings.
turned out. So that's I think that's all of our. Oh, I missed one, a very important one. Another design by Hobbs, which is a kit bash / variation on the Swiftwing, which is a
So we
Swift courier.
stubbied the nacelles onto the wings, and then put some cargo pods underneath. And I think I cut the end off it, didn't I?
Yes, the long tail bit's gone, which makes for a nice starbase constructor. Oh, thank you, Centurion.
Cap ships.
Cap ships. Well, let's have a look at the cap ships. I'm also just putting the stream. Let's have a look at the cap ships. Let's first move all of you, except for like maybe one scout, so we can just spawn everything on the scout. And you. Peace benefits the Empire. But yeah, let's just quickly, while we're at it, look, they've got nice stations here, an extractor. They've got really neat shipyards, and bigger shipyards. But we'll show off a bit of the rest of the stations in a bit. Capital ships, Romulan. 1, 2, 3,
Starship complete.
4, 5, 6.
Starship complete.
So, Hobbs, why don't you tell us a little bit about, oh no,
Oh no.
Crew is ready.
about the Gallant Wing.
So the Gallant Wing was another one that was rebuilt from Legacy. So
Well,
while all
technically
these-
FASA.
yeah, but I mean, it's worth mentioning that these aren't just ports or retextures from Legacy. These were all
Scratch built.
rebuilt from the ground up in higher quality. So yeah, I can't remember what role that has. Is that like a?
It's the attack cap.
This is the attack cap. So this is your
Yeah,
big
yeah, anti-aries.
all guns
Balls
blazing.
to the wall.
Yeah.
Guns blazing, yeah. That's why it's got like 3 disruptors on each wing. Can like go.
I like the bit underneath where it kind of curves towards the back.
I mean, this bit.
Yeah, I like that bit.
It's not really noticeable now, but when you see the 3D model on other bases, it's really cool. But we've got a variant of that ship, which is the.
Got the carrier one, which has a big fat belly and some shuttle bays.
on the bottom 2.
Yeah, and those have all your fighters. Which, speaking of which, you should probably build some fighters.
Oh, this is where this one. Let's speed that up.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Immediately.
There we go. It's just spawned a group of babies. So this is
Babies.
the Romulan attack shuttle. This is I designed it. I literally just went like, all right, let's just make a shuttle and see how it turns out. And I tried to make it along the lines of how the ships are built, and they've got some really nice reflective canopies. And let's move on to the next cap ship, which is the Pleasure Bird. I mean the
ribbed for your pleasure, bird.
The
That's
Cerebus.
its full title.
which was based off of a ship from the Starfleet chronology book, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a really shit quality photo out there that, and I don't know what the model originally actually looked like, but there's basically 2 photos of it, and then a lot of people have tried remaking how it could look from that. So this took inspiration from the original picture, but also some other sources have done really nice 3D models of it. So I just kind of took inspiration from that and a certain shape, and just went with it.
Some might say you have envy of that shape.
I think it's only natural to have envy of that shape. And
That's-
I
I
kind of
mean-
went with I like the kind of the Deradex wing kind of thing. You can see how the future kind of, this is the older, maybe potential origin of that, and I really like the
I like the wraparound.
thrusters.
as
If you
well.
look at the impulse engines, how they like cut in to the back, that's really cool. I liked how that turned out.
I personally really like how the wing wraps around the nacelle, like it's holding it like under its wings.
Yeah.
Then we've got one of my favorites, the Battlehawk,
Oh,
which
it's
is
a beast.
again a design from Legacy. Hops modeled it. I did the textures.
Yeah, so in FASA, it's like a big,
It's a carrier or something.
yeah, it's
Troop
like a
transport.
troop transport type thing. But then in Legacy, they made it a battleship, and we
We still
know it
made
as
it.
a
We kept
battleship,
it as
so-
a battleship. Yeah,
yeah, because it's a big beast.
nice little glow baking in there as well. Well, now to we were talking about the Swift Wing earlier, and here is the actual Swift Wing, which is I think one of my favorite designs from FASA / Legacy.
It's a good one.
I really like how that turned out. I think also,
Could you have a look at the in-game sound and see if you can turn it up at all?
yeah, it is a bit low.
Not that there's much going on because you're just showing ships off.
Yeah.
But
Also, the music is off, people, just because we use music from the actual shows. So, finally, we've got the Black Hawk, which is the offensive support, which is a model designed by and textured by Neff. which I think takes inspiration from the TMP era Vengeance class, which you see in A3.
I do like that one.
And last but not least, we've got our Romulan unique capital ship, which hasn't been made fully functioning, which is the
still got
Shadowhawk.
The Cap still have some outstanding abilities on them, and the Titan does as well. So.
Oh, I know I have a substance painted version of these textures out there, so I need to port those.
Neff says it's based on a Birth of the Federation Romulan ship. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. So the
Is
Shadow...
This
Shadow...
someone yours, or is this...
This mine? Yeah, it's my design.
Yeah, I like that one. It's got its ass weapons.
But torpedoes.
What? Torpedoes.
The idea with the kind of locked off Bassard is that, you know, it wants to create as little profile light-wise as possible. So they kind of, you know, try to rip off and close off everything where they could. I can always imagine like a ribbing, kind of like closing it off once it goes into stealth mode. But you know, limitations of the engine and such. But let's show off some of our minor faction stuff.
Titan. They've seen it loads, but
yeah, they've seen it loads, but I love it as well. Titan Romulan, of course, the ever so sexy.
Oh my goodness! Do you like its special button?
It's got a really special button. Where did it go?
Don't test that ability too much because I made it, so it's fucked.
Yeah,
don't let the art boys do code because they break everything.
If the Shadowhawk doesn't use a shroud for Centurion, let me show you.
We serve only the Tal Shiar.
That is the Shrike Vio, isn't it?
Oh, is that the we hide in the shadows?
No, it's the we serve only the Tal Shiar.
Oh, okay.
There is no need for bloodshed yet.
I was gonna say, like, the Romulan commander, there's no need for bloodshed. I was like, what? Oh, yet. Oh, okay, cool.
Give the word and we shall
We've also
start.
updated our plasma torpedo
Understood.
particles.
Do you need to do build the labs for that, or does this one
I
come
think
with it?
this one comes with it.
Yeah.
And we've also done this, which is something that Farb graciously learned to do.
The game begins.
Ooh, warpy.
Warp effects.
Reinforcements have
A wild schism has arrived. So I'm not sure if this has. I do think I am thinking of tweaking the weaponry on this ship, the weapon points. Oh no, it has missiles. Well, we can show the new nuke impact effect once the missile hits. Because I do feel it fires a little too little.
Right, you need to get some labs building, son.
Oh look, that missile missed, and then it's gonna like bloop.
Surprise! Get your cheaty cheats up. Get your labs spamming out. No slut restrictions.
No. First I need to wait till it's a D. There we go. G. And H. H that out. A. D. F. Let's build some stations. 1, 2, 3, 4,
No,
5,
just
6,
do
7,
the
8.
auto place and just spam the
No.
button.
Station complete.
So
They
this
have-
is the Romulan combat
Oh
lab,
yeah, we can show all the buildings while we're doing this.
which is a new unique building they have, which is their, of course, their research station. There's one more.
Station
Then there's the
complete.
civilian lab,
Station complete.
which is pretty much the same, but you know, 2. But now we can research all the interesting stuff.
Our research is complete.
And I'm not going to show off the starbase
Our
because
research
starbase
is
builders and
complete.
everything are annoying.
Our research is
We've got a
complete.
whole lot of icons already done, and the
Our
research trees are
research is
there.
complete.
Diplomacy tree is there. Oh, look at that brilliant icons for the Romulan fleet logistics, which really turned out nice. Which again is Hoblington's work here.
I do try.
Let's show off some of the other
Station
stations that we do have.
Station complete.
So there's the Romulan trade station.
Little cargo-y ships zooming about. Oh, show the doors on the trade station. Got the little bits of Romulan.
Little bits of Romulan. I don't know what it says. Probably like Romulans are scum.
It says left and right. It says door in Romulan.
So I've got the Romulan refinery, which, by the way, most of these stations are done by Neff. Those two, these two especially. I did some texture tweaks on them, but that's about it. And then this one's mine, though. This is the Romulan Sector Command, which has got
With fed textures?
yes. Then there's the Romulan Culture Station.
Really cool bird wings.
Yeah. It's got bird wings, which is also inspired by Legacy.
It's
This
the best
design.
kind of wings.
So that's the logistics. So let's get some tactical stuff out there.
Station complete.
Uh-oh.
It always does a one auto saving.
Station complete. We cannot build there.
So we've got the turret,
Station complete.
which is a design by Neff, which is I think based somewhat on the original Armada turret, slightly.
Yeah, I think it's like a enterprise version of it.
So there's our Sentry satellite, which is using all abilities automatically, which still have Fed abilities, or Fed sounds. This is our Sentry satellite, also known as your subspace sensor array. Can anybody tell? Hey, Dalek Seth. Can anybody tell what this is based on? If you know, call 0800 999. Or, of course, call your emergency number. Hobbs, what is your emergency number?
2.
No. You don't-
0118 999
999.
88919.
99.
The rest.
991. 3.
What's it?
721.
3.
3. Neff.
Incorrect, Neff.
Neff, you should know better. Farb's on his mobile like some
It
peasant.
spins. Imagine it spinning in space.
Like this.
Not that fast, though.
Well, let's look at
Imagine
other
it being
things.
put in the neutral zone.
And then fired a torpedo at it. And then make a planet appear.
And a lot of angry Klingons dodging out the way of a big purple torpedo.
So we've got our Discord array, which is not our Discord, which is basically the model from A3, but just enterprise-ified, because it was really primitive and it really made sense.
Incorrect, Neff. The Shiva was the torpedo. It was the target.
Ha! It was-
God, he never learns, does he?
And of course, finally, our Romulan refueling station, which is one by me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is where all your antimatter's stored. Not that it matters, it antimatters. So let us show off some of the minor factions.
No, you need to test the bloody torpedoes. Now
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Upgrades.
That one.
That one, yeah.
Our research is complete.
Our research is complete. Let's take the group of small ships.
Let's take all the ships.
No, not all. Just the small ones.
It's like, isn't that all the cruisers and all the frigates?
Yes.
Let's take
Okay,
the
maybe
small
not the Starbase
little
Constructor. You don't get to go.
flotilla. Oh, you can build one of those starbases though.
Oh yeah, let's build a let's build one of the unique ones. Let's
They're
build the
unique.
logistic
They're all
ones.
magic.
Steady.
They're all special. They all have a special place in my heart.
Come on, little one. Very good.
I'll plop out a massive starbase.
While we do that, we first investigate the.
Station complete.
Look at that.
Reinforcements have arrived.
I love the
Max,
fact that
you
we were
have
able to do
pick
this.
one of those. Yeah, because we never used to be able to do custom, did we?
No, it was introduced with the latest patch. Oh, so we were a little late to see the plasma torpedoes.
Uh-oh. Is that Xindi getting screwed up
Yeah,
or something?
yeah, that's Xindi getting. Let's have a look at the plasma torpedoes.
Oh god, it's on fire!
So this is
Right,
our
so
new.
you gotta imagine some bloke in the middle of an asteroid, phoning up the Enterprise, going, "Help!" and then his face melts off. It's one of those
Yeah.
bad boys.
So this is the.
Did you notice the Balance of Terror music in Picard, by the way?
No, I did not. But
I'm gonna point it out to you later.
so with the giant Romulan fleet we're having and the plasma torpedoes, you know, these Xindi don't really have it stand a chance.
Stupid Xindi.
Oh, and you might notice that the Romulan long-range ships used long-range disruptors, unlike not using torpedoes.
For the Empire.
Ah, the shotgun ship. Like. So that's that. All right, so let's have a look at our starbase.
Did the
Oh.
Titan have a different type of big
No.
gun, or is it just the same ones?
So
I'm
this is
sure we'll give it a special ability that will fire an even bigger one.
that is possible. So this
Oh, we
is
could use it to just, like, you know, half health a planet or something.
ooh. As you may have noticed, we
If
have
the
not
Titan
pinned down.
has a strong- See, Centurion, we've always been like that, you know? It's always on the same page. I
Yeah.
like it.
So this is the Romulan logistic starbase.
Logistic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I
We've
think
got that.
doesn't have the abilities.
It
does.
Yeah, we've done them. I've even done the pictures for him, so...
We can build stuff,
Cannot,
but we
Commander.
don't have
Starship.
No prerequisites.
prerequisites. So funny enough, next to our Romulan homeworld, we have a Riemann Minor faction.
That's convenient. Look how original the ships are. I've never seen them before.
Yeah, it's like
Wow, they look so good.
it's like the
I
stations are
don't
all
know
the
how
same.
Centurion, I can't read, so...
Don't make me laugh. It hurts my face.
Hurts me in my face parts.
So yeah, the Riemanns have got Romulan stuff, but grey. This has been by far our most uninspired minor faction, really.
Yeah, but we've got one of each
Yeah.
now, nearly, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got our Orion minor faction.
Ooh.
So this
That one looks
happens.
really good.
This happens when you are too fast and load everything in a map. The
Yeah.
Orions, which have, of course, the same ships as the pirates, but they do have some unique stations and abilities. And I don't know, did we ever make their abilities? Yes, you can buy slaving raids, repair specialists, and another raiding.
Are they already in the latest release? I can't remember now. What
I
we've
don't
added.
know. Not sure.
Maybe.
Even got a little cargo ship, which is yeah. Let's see. We know the Suliban minor faction was in at release 1.
Yeah.
So are the Andorians. Tellarites are in as well.
You got another Orion.
The
Oh, there you go.
Vulcans- Yeah, I know, I
Right.
saw them, but I was going to see if there's anything else.
Oh, there's a Class D down a bit. Right a bit. No, you're going completely the opposite way.
I know, this one, the B.
No, there's
the
one
Vulcan.
on a D. Closer in.
Yeah, it's the Vulcans. This is in the
Not
release.
a Class D!
This is a Class D.
Oh, that's not the one I was pointing at. Right, okay. Up. Up. Left. Down. Oh, where's it gone? There was definitely one of the new ones. There, okay. Middle at the top.
Oh yeah, there we go. This is one of our new Anolian minor faction, which has brilliant models by Neff, which is based on the Anolians from Star Trek Enterprise, with their brilliant ships.
I mean, the texture work is fantastic, Max. I mean, how do you do it?
They are loaded in hubs. It's just
It's just slow.
they got a bit plain textures. I might tweak that looking at it in this lighting. But in other lighting, it's a bit better. But and the shuttle as well.
Oh, there we go.
But they're prison traders, which have the prison transport as ships, and it's a trade station, but it's really a detention complex,
Mm-hmm.
and their entire minor faction is based around the simple things of yes, they don't have icons yet, but their minor faction abilities are called Mark 1 rehabilitation. Basic rehabilitation programs allows for prisoners to start with hard manual labor to reintegrate them into society. If you've got more money, though, you can get the Mark II rehabilitation. Convicts which show promise are allowed to access the Mark II program, letting them into more sophisticated jobs. You know, we're doing so many good things for the prisoners in this galaxy. And finally, of course, Mark III rehabilitation. Using propaganda and other forms of re-education, the prisoners who show the most promise are allowed to rehabilitate by assembling new starships. And I need to fix that value because that's in the red and should be in the green.
Also, doing that takes away your ship build.
Yes, it makes it
Who
slow.
wants to build ships slower? Me. Oh, look at the shiny on the front. Cool. Do you know, it's an orb. It's a flying orb.
It's a flying Bajoran orb. Kill it with fire. But by far my most favorite minor faction.
The
This was
Frangie?
We can
that's the second favorite because this has
Where
got
is he? Where is he? There he is.
this is Zek's Starship Emporium.
You spin me
Yeah, right round, baby, right round.
Spinning around. Get out of my way.
Buy your ships and Zexio starships.
That's Elite Force you nicked that head from, wasn't it?
Shh.
No one will ever know that was
This-
done in 10 minutes on a drunken stream.
With Zek you can buy on sale starships.
Sporty. That's my favorite icon.
But now my favorite new minor faction that we've added is the Tholians. And funny enough, they are around a very hot planet right now, but they've got
excellent.
such nice stuff now. Well, before they only had this ship, which was the cruiser from Enterprise, but now they also have the ship from TOS, about TOS Remastered. The stream remembers. The stream will remember this. It's got a construction ship, which turned out really cool as well. I really like that. It's kind of like,
That's so cool.
but it also has. Where's the big boy? The big boy. But my favorite part about all of this is how their shipyards turned out. I think they're really cool.
Boy.
This is the frigate yard, and then there's the capital yard.
I like the research labs.
Yes, I also really love the research labs.
Massive.
Just a massive crystal.
I like the other one as well. The
The red one.
Yeah, look at that. Angry.
I've applied a reflectiveness on them as well.
What's their turret look like?
Yeah, so they've got the AG3 defense satellites.
Oh, cool.
Anyone who knows where that's from gets a bonus point.
And their extractors?
Oh, we're right on top of it. Let me zoom in.
Oh, that looks really cool. Do they have a trade star base or anything else in that well? I can't remember what else.
No, I think they just have research.
Oh,
They don't
no,
trade.
they do. Up. There you go.
Oh, yeah, this is their trade station.
Oh, and the trade ships as well.
Yep. I really like the whole center thing where it looks like they've got windows. Like there's some special habitats for, like for trading. Oh, it's auto-saving again. Did you know, Hobbs, the model that you imported, it actually made the game crash? I have no idea why or how. Because when I re-imported it, like I imported your exported model.
I don't know. I'll find a way though.
Laurendale, the turret is not from Enterprise. The AG3 defense turret is not from Enterprise.
I think it's from.
You know where it's from.
I can guess.
Oh, look, the Orions are trading with each other. He's just like, doo doo doo. I'm
Want some
just gonna.
slaves? Sure thing.
Slaves! Get your slaves here!
Apparently the Tholian trade ships have a nifty warp effect.
Oh, we can't really. Oh, look! Oh, look!
Uh-oh.
Angry Suli
Uh-oh.
bullies.
Sula bastards are angry. Hey, Draconian. Oh,
Alright,
not
I'm
gonna
back.
last.
Hi, Draconian. Good to see you. It's been a while. This. Oh, no.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh
no.
dear, oh dear.
I'm afraid to say there were no survivors. And the next one's here, and they're going at it again. But what else do we have to show off?
Well, done a lot of well, a hell of a lot of
Didn't we add
bug
more?
fixing.
Didn't we add more
Uh,
neutrals as well?
I can't remember now. I
trying
know
to
we've been
look.
doing a lot of bug fixing and
New additions.
general improving of things that we didn't quite get there for the last release. But
I know that I updated the nebulas, but I don't know if I did that before or after the release. This is the new Metreon Nebula. It's a bit better at particle effect.
don't go in that; it'll fuck you up.
Of course, this thing, I still love this thing.
Yeah. So where are... How badly did I break your Discord chat with the cropping pics? Yeah, well.
Not at all yet. It needs to go deeper. Oh, well, there's always the nice thing when the AI gets unlimited resources is when this happens.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's been a bit slow.
It's freaking out. This is what happens when you get a mod designed for small fleets. Unlimited fleets. How many carriers are they built and how many Kelvins are in that? Is it all Kelvins?
Yes.
It's pretty much all Kelvins.
Kelvins and Poseidons. And NXs. And
Okay.
Ares.
That's quite... I'm pleasantly surprised by that, the diversity in that, because normally it's all carriers. So, that's pretty good. So Max, he's gone again. He's gone all quiet.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
I was saying, I'm not going to ask it because you know what happens when it gets asked. But
I'll say yes.
but
Go on, say it.
Max, when is it coming out?
Yes.
We've got a handful of abilities left to do for the Romulans. We've got a metric shit ton of just pictures and stuff, but we can all kind of chip in with that. And then
Particles.
some
Sounds.
strings and text bits and bobs. But To
But
be
the main
honest,
thing,
I think we're on
balancing.
the home straight now. So
Yeah.
you know, and then there's just some like general stuff we want to put in. So we want to put in a few more maps, maybe 5 or 6 more maps, just to kind of fill out those lists a bit, and then just go through another round of bug fixing, really, because there's some niggles left over that we want to try and
Yeah, but it's
remove.
just the little things we need to fix. Oh god, the Federation's really going out there.
Federation, exploring.
And they're like, I don't think so.
Turn around.
Every
Oh,
now and then I blow up a
I think those Ferengi are going to
Ferengi.
win.
I don't know.
How many more are there? Is it just the 3?
It's just a 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a very angry shuttlecraft.
Angry shuttlecraft.
No, you can't get away. Why did it not shoot? Oh, it's not alone.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Wark. We're getting liquidated. Get Hermes, son.
Also, I also redid the Starfield, but I don't know how clear that is on the stream.
Yeah, it's a bit more trekky, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit less crazy.
Less warsy, more trekky.
Yeah.
Alright, put your daughter to bed, Dalek. Enjoy. It's always available on VOD.
Yeah.
Wait, did those... They're just leaving. They're just like, okay, we shot a volley. You're good now.
We didn't mean it, bye!
I have some serious questions if you're in the mood for answering them. Go ahead. If
Yeah,
we will answer
always.
them, is just a question.
Always in the mood to answer. Whether they're serious or silly answers depends on the question, I guess.
Oh, and look, they... I'll do it again.
I'll do it again.
Just a goofy picture. Now go on, Draconian, ask them questions. Incoming.
Incoming!
Shields are collapsing. Meep, meep, meep.
Right, Max, we need to talk about it.
What, Picard?
We need to talk about Picard.
Don't hate it yet.
Neither do I.
I don't love it either.
With AOTF using higher detail ships compared to Star Trek Commander 3 and less factions, what has been done to try and stop the game from crashing when many ships are in use? Well,
Nothing really, but it hasn't crashed so far with
the main thing we've
large
done
fleets.
is the fact that
Less ships.
AOTF has just less ships. In STA3, you have not only massive fleet numbers compared to AOTF, but you have much more fleet variety compared to AOTF. So, in terms of the Federation, in STA3 they've got like almost twice as many ship designs. When you take
If you're taking the warp,
and everything.
yeah, that's call-ins
Yes.
into consideration.
And that all has a massive impact. So, but you know, they look better, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're just more poly or more texture close. They're just, we've learned so much of how to make and optimize the models.
With
So
exception,
much of it-
with exception of the Axnar era ships, which are a bit on
Yeah.
the texture heavy side. But the thing
Yes,
is, though,
but-
the NX itself and everything in the frigate group really only uses one texture. The NX starts using 2 textures when the secondary hull comes into play.
Yeah, and that's pretty much down to the functionality of the refit mechanic.
Well,
more
also,
than-
just I could have done it on one texture sheet, but then I'd have to completely re-UV the entire NX. Not gonna do that.
but the Klingons and the Romulans have very
Texture efficient.
well optimized textures. The
I
Feds
think
have.
I think there's
the
like
Feds- I think whatever Star Trek era mod you set it in, the Feds will always be texture heavy because they're the heroes, and their ships are just gonna need to look.
the
To
best.
do them justice, they're just gonna need to look good. But
And people are going to be very critical if you don't have the right amount of like texture. Like if the NX class doesn't have the right Aztecing, you're going to have people complain. You'd have me complain.
Yeah, and yeah, so, but also, I mean, the other factor is that this is an old game, and if you can't run it on top specs now, then there's only so much we can do. I mean, we're gonna try and make it as stable as we can, but at the end of the day, it's an old game. If you're not running it on a 1080p monitor, and if you're not using a decent graphics card and processor, you need to help yourself before we can help you. If you're running it on your netbook,
Yeah,
it's going to crash.
you're going to have a bad time.
And I think with AOTF at least, we've never really beaten around the bush with that. We've never really said that if you've got a low power machine, it will run fine. We've always said it's going to be.
Yeah, for example, let's take some Romulan ships. For example, some of our highest detail ones. Like let's take the Swiftwing. It uses a single texture. Yet it looks like this. Same thing goes with all our Klingon ships. I think all of them use single textures. All our stations use single textures, at least in the Romulans and everything, and the Klingons as well. Which does help. And for example, for ships like this, I'm not sure if you like they reuse part of the textures of the Romulans. So basically, if I'm not mistaken, Hobbs, you've only redone the diffuse texture to make it gray.
Yeah, I just made it a bit purple and put the Riemann
Yeah,
emblems on.
but it loads the DA and the normal map texture
yeah,
from the
it
regular
takes,
ship.
just takes the Romulan ones.
So yeah, that's another way we're optimizing what we're doing. We haven't shown that yet, Neff. Yeah, we're having a big Xindi sphere. Let me see if I
Yeah.
can.
We're going to have a random event pop up that you're kind of going to want to kill that before it gets to your home planet. Otherwise,
yeah,
you're going to have a bad day.
You're gonna have a bad time.
That's not even in the game yet, is it?
Nope.
We got the little proby one in, which is going to be another doodah.
I'm just loading
Of
up
some
soft image, if
description.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, soft image is loading up. Yeah, the little one will just, the Diddy one will just like blow up stuff, like blow up ships. Sorry,
Yeah,
blow,
it's still gonna be,
a
you're
little-
still going to want to kill it.
it doesn't blow. It doesn't blow up ships. Sorry, it
Bombs
targets
planets?
planets. It bombs planets. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, but the other one's going to crack it.
Yeah. So let me see if I think I've got it in my soft image already. X big probe. Yes. So this is the model of the big probe, which is big and probe-like.
It's a big, tasty probe.
And with textures, which it can't find.
Oh, nice. What's that taken? Is that Yorktown or something?
That is the Yorktown, yes.
How sad is that? I recognise that was the Yorktown. It was a nacelle. I could tell by the nacelle.
That is sad. I know I've set up the textures for this.
Gull's taken a step back because he's got some personal things going on. As far as we know, he's still his usual silly self, but he's just he's got some personal stuff to sort out before he can
yes.
carry on with.
We haven't
other bits.
we haven't heard much from him.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's I think it's the fact that he doesn't want a lot of people bugging him and asking him stuff, so that he's had to take that step back. So we're
Trying
not
to
going to
find-
pry and bug him about stuff. So yeah, he's fine. He's just not as active as he once was right now.
Isn't this supposed to have this texture? No, it's not supposed to have this texture. Yes. So, but the thing is about this thing is it will be animated. So it will be doing this, like where it's all rotating surface thing.
Nice.
And there are some limitations of what we can do with animations-wise in Sins. So the rings will not be spinning like they're connected to each other. They'll just do a little helicopter thing. That's literally a limit of the engine, guys. We can't.
Yeah, we
can't get around that.
we can only do certain
I
axes,
mean,
can't we?
we could go do like this, but we can't make them be interconnected. But then when it fires, you know, you'll have the problem. So we'll do it like this to keep it still be able to
Yeah.
fire.
But yeah, Draconian's right. Picard. So let me find this. You won't be able to play it on stream, but so towards the end when they fight. Okay, spoilers for people who haven't watched Picard. Go watch Picard, you fools. So at the end, they a certain cube-shaped
A Borg cube shows
a
up.
Bjork cube. From when the ship flies through the little door and the little force field goes bloop, and the guy comes out, the music is a homage to the Romulan music from Balance of Terror. And I fucking noticed because I'm awesome. And also, the first music at the start is the song that Data sings at
Yes, Blue
the
Skies at
wedding.
the end of Nemesis, which is also really brilliantly integrated into the end credits music.
Yeah.
Of Nemesis. While I dislike Nemesis as a movie for certain reasons, it's just, you know, another big bad with a big bad black ship. It started the trend of the big bad black ships.
So, what didn't you like?
I didn't like the weapons and the combat.
I don't know why. Okay, so I don't know why the Romulans have red weapons, but I think that's pretty much down to you would have guessed they were Romulan from the start. I mean, we
Yeah.
all knew they were Romulan because we're Trekkies, but the show's not necessarily aimed at Trekkies anymore. I didn't like flying Lao or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Dive. That
Not
was
Lao.
that was just poorly executed. That dive across that building's roof to those stairs. It just looked silly. She neoed across the bloody planet, and that was a bit.
Yes, agreed.
A bit silly. I had a lot of trouble with just hearing what they were saying.
I didn't.
well.
But it was obviously
And that was I was happy that I wasn't the only one because that was also picked up in the Red Letter Media one. Their review of it. That one of those guys also said he couldn't understand what they were saying. So I
it's
was
funny
like,
how
I'm not the only
how
one.
Picard and Data now suddenly have this really deep and intrinsic connection, which
Yeah,
they
I
really
think
didn't
he-
have
I
during the
think
show.
his-
If anyone was Data's best friend, it was Geordi.
Yeah, but I mean, I think obviously his death has changed Picard in those 20 years or whatever, however long it's been since.
I do like the fact
Mhm.
that now the Romulan sun went supernova and not the Hoba star, which is on the other side of the galaxy, or at least a couple of light years away.
Yeah, but that's another inconsistency where in '09, Spock says the galaxy was under threat from that going supernova, and then in this it's just the Romulans. So they need to make their bloody minds up. But no, I can
It makes
nitpick it as much
makes
as
a bit more sense, but what doesn't make sense is how can an entire star empire not evacuate its own people, and why are there only 900 million Romulans on Romulus? 900 million seems low.
and also the Federation evacuated the Klingons from Kronos
No, they
after
didn't.
Praxis.
No, they didn't.
if you read, or not read, if you listen to what the Federation president is saying at the Kitchen Records, they are talking about plans for evacuation. So it had an ecological impact. Obviously, by the time TNG came round, the Kronos looked completely different to how it did in Enterprise because the sky was green now because
Because
the fucking sky got nuked by bits of Praxis. And obviously they've done some terraforming gubbins. Bear in mind, Klingon
'Cause the
terraforming
sky-
gubbins, so it's probably shit as well.
because the sky got nuked by bits of Praxis.
Exactly. So then they could all live outside again. But I reckon between Praxis and TLE, they probably had to do a bit of jiggery pokery, otherwise they'd all be breathing in Praxis dust.
To be fair, what Centurion's saying doesn't mean the two cannot be linked. The galaxy could be under threat by the supernova, not directly, but via the destabilization of the Romulan Empire.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
Yes, but it's a way to. It's like
plugging the star of, say, I don't know. I can't remember 09 very well because I don't like those films, but I find it silly that a geriatric Vulcan can be leading the bloody ship to go plug the hole in the universe. I think,
and that was the only ship that could do it because it was the
they
fastest.
wouldn't give it to an old bloke. He might be senile. He might just fly it off somewhere else. They'd have some 20-year-old maniac who's a genius go do it.
But I didn't hate the episode, and I'm curious to see where they're going to take it.
I think that was what I was pleasantly surprised by. I think watching TNG since has made me miss TNG because I'll always miss classic trope. But
yeah.
But I think in terms of modern science fiction,
You see, I like that explanation, F. Maybe the Romulans did evacuate, and the 900 million were the ones that were left behind because they couldn't do more. They couldn't evacuate the whole population. I mean, to be fair, if a ship holds 1,000 people at most, which at the Deradex at the Deradex is comparable to usable interior volume of a galaxy, so it could probably take 2,000-3,000 people at most. That's a hell of a long away from a couple of trillion. And
but I also think that
devastation from the Dominion War. Take that into account.
I think a lot of their fleet was trashed by that. You don't know how big that Riemann uprising was from Shinzon and his shits. Could have been having to deal with that for ages.
His band of space vampires.
His space vampire rapist, brain rape, mind dream rapist.
Oh God!
I heard my brain dreams. All that shit they had to deal with. Plus, I bet there's at least a sizable portion who were like, "What do you mean move all our ships away from the neutral zone? What if the feds come and bend us over?"
Number one, our goal is to patrol. Our orders are to patrol the neutral zone, while poor Cube invades.
Yeah.
They've built an Asia class.
It's a chunky boy.
It's the thick Connie.
Thick. Thick.
But
my favourite part of the Asia is the plates covering up the nacelle, they've put extra armour on it.
Yeah.
I do like that. What's that? Oh my god, it's the USS Discovery, back from the future.
But yeah, I think this might be a nice moment to stop the stream for now, isn't it? Had a bit of Picard discussions. We've had a bit of a showing off of stuff that we're doing. We're going to try to do this more regularly again. I can't say for sure we'll do it next week, but we're going to try to do this more regularly than we have in the last half year.
I thought this was it for another 8 months.
Oh.
Oh, this is awkward.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to have a discussion of of what my obligation is now.
Everything.
Everything.
Well, that got away just in time.
Yeah. Oh, I still need to do its little picture. Why is there so many pictures to do still?
Yes.
Oh, it's a Poseidon.
Oh, I heard a torpedo sound. Oh, they're fighting the Mazawatis.
The Razamatis.
The Maserati Wazamat. Oh no!
Uh-oh. Our
Code-
hands abandoned ship.
Koto to fleet. I'm losing. Ah!
Hashtag owned.
Hashtag never forgetty. Koto spaghetti.
Is that Archer or is that just a
Just
rando?
that's rapid response units NX class.
Okay.
But gentlemen, it has been a privilege streaming with you tonight. I offer a toast to the undiscovered episodes of Picard and hope it get better.
I just hope they don't get worse. If they did a season of that quality, I'd be fine with it. But
As long as they don't break canon in so many hundred of unbelievable ways.
yeah, but it's also been 20 years of 7 of 9 being able to remove the stick from her ass, so she might actually be tolerable. So
It's a good one. All right.
beam it out.
Bye-bye, gentlemen.
Bye.